Hey everybody, welcome back to Blabbin Bout Slabbin, and we get a lot of questions about what cards we're buying, what we pick up, and a lot of times we post them on Instagram, but we thought we'd make a video to go through a bunch of them here. So what did we pick up, Chris?
Oh, Jeff, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. Cards we've bought, like our favorite thing in the world. So let's start with like the biggest card that you and I have picked up this calendar year.
Yeah,
it is second week of March. As we had mentioned before, we're going after these Chrome SSPs from 2012, 13, and 14. And we knocked off a big one a couple of weeks ago.
Big one. These are so hard to find, but we managed to find a Pujols.
Phrasing aside, this one of the things that makes these really hard to find, and we've talked before, is the images aren't like special, really. Like this is very different than his regular card. But if you were looking at this in a pack, it wouldn't stop you in your tracks and be like, oh, wow, what's this image? But very, very cool. Currently, there are, I want to say 5 total graded at PSA. And I think Jeff and I are aware of a person that has 2 raw copies. So this would be the 3rd. So we know of 8 of these that exist, which is pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, there's not many of those out there. And especially getting a big name like Pujols checking off our list was huge. So that was a big off-season purchase.
Yeah, the other 2 big names we're missing, I'll throw up pictures here in case anyone happens to have one, are Ichiro and Derek Jeter. So if you happen to stumble upon, you got a box of like 2012 Topps Chrome that you ripped way back in the day. Look through it real quick, see if you have one of those.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, our another big pickup we made this off season was a very rare card, and Chris points out that it is a good card to talk about, whether it's popular because it's rare or for other reasons. And that is this Mookie Betts sitting in the back of a pickup truck. I believe it's All-Star Weekend, isn't it, Chris?
It is All-Star Weekend. If there's one thing Mookie Betts is known for, Jeff, it's riding in the back of pickup trucks. So
and you can see his name up there on top of the pickup.
It's not the most exciting card image, for sure.
Yes. Yeah, not the most exciting. 2016 Topps update. These SSPs, which this one's called Waving, are extremely rare, very tough to find, and we are glad to get this in any condition. Don't mind that it's a PSA 8.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there are 3 total of these graded. So yeah, the 8 doesn't bother us at all. As I look at this, Jeff, I feel like I'm hearing the heartbeat of America is today's Chevrolet. I'm hearing like that Chevrolet theme song. Totally. They managed to keep that logo right there. So yeah, these 2016 updates, as Jeff mentioned, are crazy, crazy rare. There are, I think there's like 2 graded Mike Trouts. I've never even seen a Kershaw come up for sale. The rumored print run at this point is like 10, somewhere between 10 and 20. So the image isn't great. And normally we try to focus on cards with great images, but for these particular ones in 2016, part of the coolness factor is just how rare they are.
Yeah, and especially with a guy like Mookie Betts that we've talked about, he doesn't have a lot of autographs. He doesn't have a lot of rookie cards. So we're trying to find other ways. He's a player we love and love to collect. We try to find other ways to find cards that are unusual of his that we can pick up to add to the collection. And this one definitely fits the bill.
Yeah, it doesn't get more unusual than Mookie Betts waving in the back of a Chevy pickup. If you're a big Nolan Arenado fan, he has an SSP and update, and he's the other guy pictured in the back of a truck.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled for that one. I've never seen one available anywhere. I know it exists, but I've never seen one. Very cool.
Yeah, and you're right. It's funny that they kept the Chevy logo on there, given how much they like to airbrush logos out of cards. We saw that recently with the Ohtani SSP from.
Yeah, and they certainly they couldn't if they only printed 10 of those, Jeff. They're not making a lot of advertising revenue.
No, that's right. And we got one other big card I would like to show, and this one's fun to look at. Let me actually take it out of the.
It's worth pointing out while Jeff is doing that. I know some of you are probably wondering, but again, it's March 10th. Neither Jeff nor I have purchased a single Garrett Cole card. We have not bought a Francisco Alvarez card. 0 Sean Murphy. No new Grayson Rodriguez, although I know Jeff is sitting on some Grayson Rodriguez. And no, I've not bought a Jurickson Profar since the signing. So we have.
Yeah, I think Grayson and Cole are still stained from the curse from last year.
It's possible. Yeah. But if you're a Yankee fan, hold your breath.
Speaking of Yankees, here's an Aaron Judge, and you can kind of see me right through this one, Chris.
I love these cards. The 2018 Topps Clear, numbered out of 10. These began in 2014, and they're still going strong today. This is their 12th year, I think, now in 2025. But I love this Judge card in general. The Future Star logo and the Gold Cup, Jeff.
Yep.
They don't give these out generously.
No, these are rare to find. Love anything with the cup. Add the Future Stars on there. It's a hitting image of one of the best hitters of our generation. Love this card. A lot to love about it.
Yeah, Jeff and I are still kind of stewing over letting a black parallel in a PSA 10 of this card get away. Early last spring, we had an opportunity to buy this one, and we weren't going to let this one slip away.
Yeah, and these cards, it's made of acetate. If you've never held these clear, they're really cool in hand, but they're also very susceptible to damage. A lot of scratches. They scratch easily. Tough to grade. I think it's like Mookie Betts rookie's got a few 10s, and I'm not sure there's too many other clear 10s in the population.
Yeah, it's weird. They're plastic cards, but when they're in packs and they rub up against the like slightly glossy flagship cards, they just scratch up super easy. And there's really nothing you can do about it. You certainly don't want to put any sort of a substance on these to try and wipe them down. I highly encourage you to not do that.
Yeah, and even be careful when you're just wiping. If you just wipe with microfiber, because that can damage these a little bit too. So just be very careful. It's similar to the stock that they use for high tech. I don't even know if they make high tech anymore, Topps and Bowman high tech, but
I don't think they do. But see, Clearly Authentic, I think, was the same thing as well, right? The short-lived auto set.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're excited about that Aaron Judge. It'll probably just stay in a one touch, and it looks great in a one touch. We've learned we don't have to grade everything.
Nope, don't need to grade that.
Even though it feels like sometimes we do.
Yeah. But let's get to some other pickups. Chris, I know you made a few PC pickups.
Yes, we definitely picked up. Both of us have our own PCs that we like to work on. I grabbed this Acuna at the Burbank show. I believe I showed it on Blabbin about Slabbin one night, but this is 2020 update SSP and just a really awesome image. I'm assuming he homered and he isn't just throwing his hands out in anger at a flyout, but really cool card. There's a little subset of 2020 update. I want to say like there's about a dozen of their SSPs have these back of jersey shots. There's a Judge, there's a Trout for sure, there's Bellinger, there's a bunch of big names back in 2020, and they just look really great. I believe our buddy Cardboard Showcase has most of the set, if not all of it, if you want to check it out on his Instagram page. But amazingly, Jeff, this is the only Acuna card I have picked up during his, I hate to phrase it like this, most recent sabbatical from baseball.
Yeah, his downtime. And Chris, that one's pretty rare, isn't it?
It is extremely rare. That's a PSA 9. I got it for $150 at the Burbank show, and there are only 2 PSA 10s. I've never seen them. I don't think I've ever seen them come up for sale. I've never seen them posted. I don't know where they are, but those are really, really hard to grade. If you ever held it, I don't know if you'll be able to see on the video here, but in the bottom corner here, there's like these specks of dirt that come up. I think it's kicked up from his cleats, but for whatever reason, it seems like that corner also has just always a little bit of white, as you can see is on this one as well. But very happy with the 9.
It's another good example of the rarer the card is, the less we care about getting a high grade.
Very true. Yeah.
You just want the card. Awesome. I picked up a somewhat rare card, PC card. I picked up this Robin Yount rookie, and it's not his Topps rookie, Chris. Back in 1975, Topps was really the only player in town, although this company called SSPC, which, hold on, I found out what it actually stands for. Sports Stars Publishing Company.
Interesting.
Built sets in 1975 and 1976. And for some reason, they were able to use logos, even though they technically didn't have a license. So they're kind of illegal cards, as it were. And not very good quality control. So it's rare to find these in a 10. And you can see from this flip that this is a very old paper PSA label.
Yeah, that is a very cool Robin Yount rookie. That's the haircut is pure 70s.
Yep.
That card is awesome. Yeah, that set is pretty interesting. There's definitely highly questionable quality control with that set, isn't there, Jeff?
Yeah, I noticed that on the back of this one as well. So it gives you a little write-up. Doesn't give you a lot of stats, but it gives you a little write-up.
Well,
Okay, so let's look at a little bit closer, Chris. In 254 major league games, he's totaled 42 triples, 7 triples, 11 homers, and 78 RBI. So I'm not sure. 42 triples and 7 triples. Does that mean 49 triples in 254 games?
it's an interesting way of saying 49 triples, that's for sure.
Yes, and also you'll notice totaled is spelled using the British preferred spelling with 2 L's. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they mean doubles instead of triples. Not a lot of spell checking going on here or proofreading, but it is an unusual shot. And Chris, little bit of trivia that I learned that this shot, thanks to somebody on Instagram, told me that this shot was taken at Shea Stadium, which is unusual because the Mets play at Shea Stadium, and at this time, the Brewers were in the American League. However, in 1974 and 75, the Yankee Stadium was undergoing renovations, so the Yankees played games in Shea Stadium, and this is the Brewers were on the road at Shea Stadium.
Wow. I did not know that. I also just want to point out that even when Jeff and I don't technically buy an SSP, we buy a set that's called an SSPC set. So, we're a little tunnel visioned. We're a little bit of a one-track mind occasionally.
See, Sports Stars production. What else do you get, Chris?
All right, so my Freddie Freeman PC, as I said before, as soon as that image of his 2025 gold mirror popped up, I knew I was going to be getting one. So I snagged the second copy that landed on eBay. Currently, there have been, I want to say, 10 sales of this card, and it's peaked all the way up over $400. But I think it'll settle somewhere around like the 250 range. Seems like about where it should be. And I do wonder, it spiked up, and I think it's because honestly, the image is so good.
It's a great image, and so we were talking about this before we saw these cards come out. We knew something like this would come out, and we're deciding, well, is it the best time to buy as soon as you see it, or do you wait until it settles? Because sometimes when a new product comes out, prices are crazy high, and you want to avoid it. But then sometimes you don't see them again, and I know that happened before with some of your Braves World Series SSPs. So you decided to go with the buy early strategy on this one.
I did, yeah. But as soon as I saw like the initial buy it now prices were about $250, and I figured that's where I thought that seems like a fair price. Maybe it's high, maybe it's not, but I figured that's where that felt fair to me.
Mm-hmm.
We know the print runs around 140, but yeah, they did peak. A couple went up for auction around $400, so I think it'll settle back. But I'm pretty happy to get one for $250.
Nice. So
as much as we complain about the Ohtani image, I want to point out, I've said before, Ohtani is here.
Of course.
In the background. So I think this is actually Ohtani's best gold mirror.
Well, it's not half filled with a podium. At least it's half filled with Freddie Freeman.
Right. An airbrush podium at that, Jeff.
Yeah. I've talked about this a little bit, Chris, but I am not immune to some impulse buys and some FOMO buys. And the next card I want to show is one of those. It's a Jackson Chourio card. It's gold, but it's a non-rookie card, non-Bowman first. So it's kind of in that prospect purgatory we've talked about. And this is from the National Sports Card Convention. So that's the NSCC. It's gold. It's out of 50. But really, will it have staying power? I don't know. But I liked the image, and I just had to buy it. So I don't always follow my own advice about sticking to the main sets or the main parallels. Sometimes I just see a card like this and really want to buy it. So there it is.
Yeah, Jeff is very, very disciplined, and you heard it right there. I just wanted to buy it. I'm
not completely immune to it. Nope. I try to hold off, but I saw it on a Fanatics Collect auction, which is formerly PWCC. And sometimes you can get some pretty good buys on there if you go on there at Sunday evening right before 7 o'clock and find some cards. So it's a good place to look if you're in the market to spend some money you probably don't need to spend. There you go.
That sounds like the hobby in a nutshell, Jeff.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. So I also picked up this Freddie Freeman. A bit of a broken record. I apologize. But one of my favorite Freeman images is from 2019 Stadium Club.
Cool.
So this is his chrome refractor. So this is not earth shattering, but this is just an absolutely just kind of a stunning card when you have it in person. I'm trying to get the light to hit it just right. This image, I'm sure I've talked about it before, but he just hit a playoff home run against the Dodgers in 2018. And as you can tell, he is a little bit excited about it.
And those Stadium Club chrome refractors are a thing of beauty.
They are. This was before they had their standalone set. These are really, really tough pulls.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was like $10 on eBay. I think with the eBay standard envelope, it was about $11.25 all in. Just a really great looking card. Nice slotting into the PC.
Can't beat that. Absolutely.
No, didn't even think about it. Saw it and just bang, get that by it now.
I've been doing some bargain hunting as well, but I've been doing it mostly on COMC, which is a site that Chris and I have been using recently, both to get rid of some cards we don't want, as well as just pick up some lower end cards, particularly for me. So I'll just run through a couple of these quick.
Yeah.
I've talked before about how I like the black parallels, the older black parallels. Here's a Christian Yelich.
Nice.
Few bucks. My guy Keston Hira, I got a big old Rookie Cup trophy on there. Red ink Heritage.
There's something about the Heritage with the big Rookie Cup and an auto. It's a really nice combination because you just don't see that's the only set pretty much you can get a Gold Cup auto.
Yes.
Outside, I think Topps Chrome Gilded has a couple now, but
do they? Yeah, I don't know.
That just looks so classic.
Yeah, love the hand numbering.
Yep.
Just, this Hira back when red was out of 10 in Bowman's Best. And I also have been on a little gold minted run for Christian Yelich. And we talked about Stadium Club Chrome refractors looking good. Well, these gold minted refractors look awesome. And they use some pretty cool images. Here's Yelich in his City Connect Brew Crew jersey after a Brewer win. And so, yeah, I'm trying to get the Yelich gold minted run going.
He's got some really good Stadium Club images. A bunch around home plate, actually, celebrating stuff.
Bunch around home plate, a lot of horizontal shots like that. So, yeah, I think there's one more I need, and then I'll have the run. So I'd like to see them together. Ooh. So that's that. Those are some of our off-season pickups. Hopefully we can make another video soon after we pick up some more cards. Maybe we can sell some to get some more money to buy cards. With the season starting, the market's starting to heat up as well, Chris. So it's going to be tougher and tougher to find those bargains.
Very true. Yeah. Unless now let's also just keep track of who we showed today, and let's check the news updates and hope for help. Hope for health from these players, please.
And make that Rockies team, Keston. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching, for tuning in. Remember, we do a live show every Thursday night here on the channel, and please tune into that. And the first Thursday of every month, we'll remind you, is SSP Thursday. Use the hashtag SSP Thursday on Instagram, and you'll see a lot of really cool cards that you haven't seen before. So, thanks again. See you soon.